So today I'm going to show you how to make gluten-free soda bread. Now this is the easiest bread of all the breads to make for a few reasons. So firstly, there are only 6 ingredients, which amazing. And secondly, there's no yeast. So we haven't got a really long proving time or anything. It's not so technical. You do just literally mix a few things in a bowl and leave it for a bit and then bake it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And as well as that, I mean, it's not just easy. We don't want it to be easy and then not taste nice. This tastes great. This tastes really, really good, and you definitely wouldn't know it's gluten-free. Mark absolutely loves my soda bread, and he's not gluten-free, and he just eats it like there's no tomorrow, seriously. So this soda bread recipe, it actually comes from my brand new cookbook, How to Make Anything Gluten-Free, which is available right now, and I'll link to places where you can get it below so you can check it out, see what you think, and grab yourself a copy if you want to. I just thought I'd do this video as well because it's nice to be able to read the recipe somewhere, but then sort of follow along step by step and make sure that you're doing it right and the consistency's right and all that stuff. Yeah, let's stop me waffling. Let us check out what ingredients we'll need. So I'm gonna show you the ingredients that we'll need right now. Okay, so firstly, ingredients, as you can see, just 6 ingredients. That's how simple this is. Let's start in the middle. Got some gluten-free plain flour here. I've got some xanthan gum, I've got some bicarbonate soda, got a bit of salt, got some cold cubed butter here, and then in here I've got some milk mixed with a little bit of lemon juice, which kind of makes a buttermilk. I've been leaving this for about, well, it's been a bit longer now, but just over 10 minutes, just to let it thicken and go a bit sort of gloopy, and that's what you need to do. So yeah, I've got all the ingredients, and this is going to take no time at all. It's so easy and quick. And at the end of it, you get delicious gluten-free bread that is also yeast-free, which is an added bonus. It doesn't take us long, and for those of you who might struggle with yeast, for instance, it's really, really good. So let's make all of this into bread. Okay, so firstly, I've got my bowl, which has got my gluten-free plain flour in. I'm gonna add in my salt. Then I'm going to add in some bicarbonate soda, and I'm also gonna add in some xanthan gum. And then I'm going to mix these all together. We're almost there, by the way. This is how quick this is. So quick. So that's most of the ingredients in there. Then we've got our butter. This is cold butter, and I've cubed it into small little pieces, as you can kind of see. And I'm just going to add this, and then I'm going to rub it in to make it sort of a bit more breadcrumby, like just like you would with crumble or something that with my fingers. But yeah, obviously it's not too much butter, so it's not going to take very long. So now that that's all been rubbed in and nicely combined, it's time to add our milk and lemon juice mixture. As you can see, probably it looks a bit sort of curdled and thickened, and this is what you want. You don't want it to be smooth. You need it to have been left for a good 10 minutes or so that you get that sort of thickened, not very nice sort of look to it, like a curdled look. And all we're going to do is literally pour this into there and mix it. We don't need to use like any sort of electric here. We can just use a trusty spatula and mix it until it's all nicely combined. Okay, so this is now ready. So this it's kind of like the consistency of cake batter. It's quite loose. It's definitely not a dough in any way, but then gluten-free bread is never like a dough. It's more like a batter. So I guess you could say it's a bit like cake mixture. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put this into our proving basket. So I'll just show you my proving basket. This is the one I've got. Let's put this over here for now. So I've got a proving basket. It has got this cotton sort of, I don't know what you call it, but it's got that in it. And so what I've done is I have put about a tablespoon of just plain flour all over it and spread it around, just a thin layer, so that this will help the batter not to stick to it, because obviously that is quite sticky and it would stick otherwise. So this is where I'm going to sit it for it to rest. If you don't have a proving basket, don't worry, this is an easy recipe. I don't expect everyone to have loads of different equipment and stuff. What you can do is use a small sort of a medium size, I guess, not a bowl as big as this one, but a medium size like mixing bowl, like a glass one for instance, and you can grease it with butter and then you can then sprinkle the flour on it so it will stick to the bowl, and then you can use that as your sort of resting bowl, as it were. So yeah, either one of those. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna put this into there and let it rest for around about 30 minutes, no less than 30 minutes. It's not gonna do anything crazy like when we make our yeasted breads and it's gonna double in size or anything, but we just need to let it rest. Okay, so I put it in there. Now I'm going to just smooth over the top so it's nice and smooth. Smoothing over the top to make it smooth, what a silly thing to say. But as you can see, the basket is all nicely floured so that it's not gonna stick. So we'll just smooth that over. And then I'm gonna cover it, I forgot to say that. I'm gonna cover it so with some cling film or a tea towel, something like that. Leave it for at least half an hour, and then I'll be back and we'll be basically ready to bake this bread. Easy. So the oven is heating up, the skillet is heating up, and now I've got some non-stick baking paper here which I am going to put my soda bread onto. I'm going to sort of invert it onto here and then lift it into the skillet, and then that's how it's going to cook. So I'm going to get my bread. It's been resting. As you can see, well you can't see texture, but it's still just as sticky. It's not like a yeasted bread where, you know, it will sort of rise up and become less sticky. There's no yeast in this. So I'm just going to very, very carefully tip this out onto here, and then we're going to get our skillet out of the oven and we're going to lift it up very carefully, put it into the skillet, put it back in the oven. And also, we're not just going to put this into the oven, we're also going to put a little bit of water, so boiling water from the kettle into the base of the oven to create some steam, which really helps it cook nice and evenly and just gives it the nice sort of crust that we want. What else have I got to tell you? I think that's it, except the fact that in terms of oven temperature, which I might explain a bit again, we have got it on, as I said, 240 degrees C fan, which is 260 degrees C, which is very, very hot to start with. And that's only going to be for 10 minutes. Then we're going to reduce the temperature down to 200 degrees C fan, which is 220 degrees C, for a further sort of half an hour until it's nice and golden. So it's in there for about 40 minutes in total. But yeah, shouldn't really do that. Let's get cracking and make this soda bread. So there you go, you can see it's in there. Last thing we're going to do, we're going to just do a big cross in the middle because that's how you have soda bread. So just use a sharp knife, do a cross, and then that's going in the oven. Right, here we go. Out of the oven, looking awesome. Lovely crust on top, nice crust. So I'm just going to tip this up, tap it on the bottom just to double check. That's what you should do, just to check that the bread is fully cooked. And then I'm going to place it on a wire rack to finish cooling entirely, because you don't want to leave it in something like this, because obviously this is really hot, so it would keep cooking, and also it will just get a bit wet underneath because it's not got room to breathe. So I'm going to cool that, and then once it's cool, I can eat it. And I'm very, very, very excited about that because it looks and smells so nice.
If you've enjoyed this video and want to watch more videos like this, then you might like to check out my gluten-free baguettes video, or you might like to check out my gluten-free sandwich loaf, like a white sandwich loaf. Oh, so good. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.